S1, welcome to your English lesson. We are actually covering two topics just now. We're going to make sure that you've started work for your private reading project, and we're also going to look at the S1 investigation. Let's look at our plan of action then. So we have a weekly plan for the next 4 weeks, but you'll probably notice after you look at it that this will go on further than that. This week, we are looking at skimming and making notes and information and scanning and organising information. And we're also making sure that we are continuing with our private reading and note making. The following week, we will be looking at flow diagrams, timelines and comic strips, labelled diagrams and maps. And again, continuing with our private reading and note making. On the 1st of February, we're going to complete our private reading. And we're going to look at how to research information and to put that research into our own words. And on the 8th of February, we are going to look at picking the particular topic for your investigation and also discussing with your teacher what level of private reading project you're doing and making sure you tell your teacher which text you have studied. First of all though, before we look at the work we're actually doing today, I just want to go over a couple of things because everything in your assignment will be in your OneNote this time. So here goes. When you're given a page in OneNote like this, which is far too big to read and use sensibly, all you need to do is go to the View tab and then click the button that says Page Width. And that's much easier to use and to read and to work with. First years, you probably know this already, but just in case you're not sure, if you're wanting to type something, for instance, to add in your private reading notes, then you need to press down on the picture until the little black bar comes up. Click Set Picture as Background. Then double click where you want to start writing. Now, you'll notice that the font's far too small, so I'm going to go back to Home and up my font quite a lot so I can actually see it. And then I am going to describe my main character. Now it's gone over the bit, the little columny bit, so now I get to the edge of the box and I just move that and now it's in there. Good luck with your private reading notes. Okay, so you're going to start with a quiz and we're going to look at homophones, which you'll remember you did last week as well. So there'll be a quiz sent to you by your teacher, and what I would like you to do is to complete the quiz and then add your score into the box in the slide that is in your OneNote. And remember, your OneNote page will be attached to your assignment. Please, if you can't find the quiz or you're not sure where your OneNote page is, please use the call time to speak to your teacher and get them to help you. Pause the video and do that now. Moving on then to the private reading project, just as a reminder, that includes 3 novels or 6 short stories. And for those texts, you need to make notes on the characters and the setting and the structure and the theme. If you need a little bit extra help, you will get it, so don't panic if some of this is feeling a wee bit daunting. You're going to have slides that look something similar to this, although some of you might have a slightly different slide in your OneNote. And please remember to set it as a background so that you can add in your notes that are typed. Or if you would prefer, you could add in a voice memo. So what I would like you to do now is pause the video and spend 20 minutes either finishing off your reading or updating your notes. But by the end of this lesson, your teacher should be able to see some notes and at least an acknowledgement of the text that you have studied in your OneNote. On you go. Let's move on then to look at the S1 investigation. And for this, we'll look at selecting and finding information, organising information, creating new text, presentation skills, and we're also going to look at some interdisciplinary learning because we are going to be working with the science department for our S1 investigation. Let's start then by thinking about skimming. What does skimming actually mean? Or another way to put it, if you were to skim for information, what would you be doing? I want you to find that out, but remember you can join the call to ask someone else if you're not sure or to check your answer with someone else. And once you're confident that you know what it is, I want you to write your answer into the box in your OneNote slides. Now what I want you to do is skim read the passage in the worksheet that is also attached to your assignment called Life in the Arctic and the Antarctic. And I don't want you to use Immersive Reader when you're doing that because you're not reading it thoroughly, you're skim reading it. So pause the video and just skim read that passage really, really quickly. Now that you've skim read the passage, in the box below, I want you to write down what you think the passage is about. Now, your teacher may wish to discuss this with you as a class, or you might just want to go on to check that you're doing okay. That's absolutely fine. But remember, we're only wanting the gist of what the text is about. I don't want a really detailed passage about the text because then I'll probably think that you've not skim read it, you've just read it really thoroughly, and we're practicing this skill. So fill that in now. Okay, so for next lesson, what I would like you to do is think about the difference between skimming and scanning for information. Let's recap today's lesson then. So today we have gone over homophones, we've spent a chunk of time on our private reading, and we've discovered what skimming means, and we've practiced that skill. For the remainder of this lesson, and if you have any free time this week, I want you to continue to read your novels and short stories and keep adding to the notes pages and try and find out what scanning means before the next lesson. Well done, S1.